This has been the Baylor Romney show so far.
He's been lights out. 9 of 10 so far passing, but he's distributing the football. And Rich, I got to be honest, he's playing really nice in the sandbox with others, distributing the football, and even got into the receiving game. Now, he's got to be a little bit more powerful getting that ball across, but man, he has been lights out here tonight.
All right. Tell me what you think. The number helps, but the way he moves, the way he throws, his calm, cool demeanor, doesn't he remind you of a young Joe Montana?
Ooh, buddy, when you texted me that earlier, I was like, man, pump the brakes a little bit. But this kid is 29 and 35 going back to last week's game so far. He is a tremendous talent.
Not saying he is. I'm just saying he kind of reminds you of him. To the 20. That was a second down. And so Utah State's defense held the last time BYU got in the red zone and forced a field goal. 3rd down and 4 here.
A lot of coaches around the country wondering what the heck they're doing wrong because Baylor Romney's the backup here for BYU. There's Jaron Hall signaling, keeping his mind in the game. A dynamic runner, super explosive. And that's why he got the start to start the season.
Quick throw, Nakua, the catch, has a seam and has enough, I think, for the first down. Let's see where they mark it.
Looks like he's going to get it. Just a great job with that quick motion. It allows him to outflank the defense, and if you're going to come up on a 3rd and 5 situation like this, you can't wait for him to come to you. You got to attack him to try to get him behind the sticks.
It's a well-designed play. Aaron Roderick, the offensive coordinator. Ephraim Banda, defensive coordinator for Utah State.
Look at the press across the board. They said they wanted to challenge his receivers. Easy to do here in a shorter field.
Quick throw. That's Rex. That's a touchdown. Wow. How do you quiet about 25,000 Utah State fans?
Can we show that play?
He looked like he was in.
That ball crossed. Now what was interesting, you think that there would be a pick on this outside right there, but it's not. Because the ball was passed behind the line of scrimmage. Extremely well-designed play by BYU to put another touchdown up.
This looks like the first half last week against South Florida, when BYU could do very little wrong. Isaac Rex from Baylor Romney, and number 13, BYU is rolling. Surgical precision for BYU. Aaron Taylor, what'd you see?
Well, great play call and dial-up by Aaron Roderick. Couple key things here. Keep your eye on the line of scrimmage on the 15-yard line. Here's Gunnar Romney. He's going to come up and basically block Justin Rice. You would think, oh, this is a pick play because it's a pass. It's not. Because the ball, go ahead and roll it, guys. Because the ball is thrown behind the line of scrimmage, he can block. It's just behind the line of scrimmage, but it basically ends up being a toss sweep. And that was just a really well-designed, really blocked play. BYU, one of the best teams in the country in the red zone, and that play right there is a good example why.
Scarver and company have yet to really sniff a return. Let's go down to Jenny Dell. Jenny?
Yeah, guys, Aggies running back Kelvin Tyler came limping off the field with 3:20 left in that first quarter, and they immediately took him into the injury tent. They were looking at his left ankle. His teammate, running back Henry Cole, by his side the whole time. They taped up both ankles, but I can tell you he was on the field doing running drills, and it did not look good. He has his helmet in his hand right now, but definitely not 100%.
Jenny, thank you. He has a really good backup in John Gentry, who last week ran for 57 yards. But he's in trouble here, trying to get to the outside, and he's caught and dropped there. That's Max Tooley, the sophomore, the rover.
Immediate penetration once again off the right side, right there. The run play is done. The timing breaks down, the angles of the blocks break down. You can't hold up front, you can't run the ball.
It's a loss of 8. Bonner to throw. Pocket collapses. Bonner escapes. Nice move there. Dives across the 25. It's going to be a long third down, though. Third down and about 8.
He gives them a chance to be able to convert this. Bonner not nearly as efficient runner as Andrew Peasley, number 6, the backup, who's explosive and got home run speed, but that was a really good decision there to give him a chance to convert this. They've got to get something going here offensively, Rich. BYU's going to run away with this thing if they don't.
Bonner has time this time. Sideline, there's a flag. Tompkins had the ball, separated from the ball, but the flag sits back in the pattern and is probably a hold.
Defense number 16, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
You're going to see a little stutter and go right there. He knows he's beat, so he grabs right there with his hands, and that delays him. Tompkins is still able to get behind him. He breaks it up at the end, but Jack Wilson got caught for the laundry and extends his drive.
Bonner keeps it out to the 38. How does Utah State and their offensive coordinator Anthony Tucker exploit their speed advantage?
Well, they've got to be able to pass protect. You've got to be able to run the football to keep BYU honest, and they just haven't been able to do that.
2nd and 9, quick throw, and again that one went right through the hands of Derek Wright. Receivers got to catch. I mean, you can only design plays. Now, Anthony Tucker knows BYU's defense. He was the offensive coordinator the last 3 years at UCF. They played BYU in the Boca Raton Bowl last year, so he has seen them recently.
And BYU's gone to some sort of funky front, mix of 3 and 4 downs, kind of a smoke defense where they always have somebody lurking underneath.
There's a catch at midfield, and Wright redeems himself, holds on. That's a first down.
And they play a lot of players. There's not too many two-deeps around the country where you have 14 guys in positions listed. They run a ton of sub-packages, but the bottom line is they want to be able to cause confusion on the offensive side, and they're certainly really good at that as we take a look at a BYU player that might be banged up.
That is Wilson, the junior. Wilson is up. Now, it's something to watch because Utah State goes so fast that fatigue can be a real issue, especially when you get later in the game. That's what happened to Washington State in Pullman. That's what happened to Air Force in Colorado Springs.
But you take a look at the time of possession. BYU's held the ball for 11 minutes to Utah State's just under 5. That means that this BYU defense has been pretty fresh.
1st and 10. Gentry gains a yard. Ball pops loose at the end there. Max Tooley again in the middle of it.
Earl Tuato'i Mariner with a nice job of pressing and condensing the hole there. He was able to shut the edge. As they take a look at the backup, John Gentry, who's in there for the injured Calvin Tyler, and that ball.
I think Tyler may have gotten, or rather Gentry got it back. Tooley ripped it loose. Elion Noah, another hard-earned 3-yard carry, and another third down for this Utah State offense.
Elion's brother Ezekiel plays defensive line for Boise, so bloodlines matter across the board for both of these teams. Talked about the brothers on BYU, and now he's getting an opportunity to help his team out offensively.
And it's Noah again, bounces outside, and he lunges. He's going to be short of the first down. This is going to be 4th down and 2, and a real interesting decision.
There's no decision. I think you have to go for this here. Utah State's one of the best teams in the country in these sort of situations. They need to convert here.
8 of 13 on 4th down. Noah again, straight ahead. Oh, I don't know. He lunges. He's right at the 40, and that's where the stick is.
The heads lineman on the near side right here's marking it.
And he got
it. So now what Utah State wants to do, they don't want to celebrate. They want to take a deep shot here and keep the chains moving. It's taken a while to get this play in, which lets BYU catch his breath and be ready for the element of surprise.
Devin Tompkins, their best deep threat in the slot. Keep it on the ground. Noah again, and just a yard. Tyler Batty, the freshman, an emerging leader on this defense, made the stop.
Utah State said they wanted to come in and slant and move on the defensive line, but it's BYU that's having much more success doing that here. Their defense is causing problems for the Aggies up front.
And that's Tompkins on a fly sweep. Can he get outside? Has a seam. Great catch by the feet by Pepe Tanuvasa. That is a first down saving tackle.
You see Tanuvasa, good right there, fights off the block, shocks and sheds, and just reaches and runs for the athletic Tompkins.
3rd down 4.
These are makeable 3rd downs. We already saw them go for 4th down territory. If you're BYU and it's 3rd down, you got to get yourself up and ready, because they're going to try every chance they get to put a touchdown on the board on this drive.
Tompkins 4 catches, 43 yards. He's 3rd in the nation in yardage per game.
Take a look at that. They make you defend the entire field.
They spread it out, and then Noah slams it home for a first down on a 5-yard carry to the 29.
This offense, Rich, is predicated on tempo, speed, but also space. You can clear out the box when you have 2 wide receivers that both can take the top off of defense. It spreads you thin, and the Aggies took advantage of it.
Is Utah State going to take a shot? Bonner, sideline.
There's a hold there they got away with.
That's McGriff. That's the biggest receiver for Utah State. He's 6'6", 220 out of Tampa.
Now, if you're the eyes and the coaches up top, these DBs are having trouble keeping these big wide receivers and some of the athleticism for Utah State in check. There was a hold right there that Caleb Hayes got away with. I'd keep throwing to McGriff and see if you can get some laundry on the ground here.
2nd down 10. McGriff and Hayes matched up top of your screen. He'll keep it. Bonner will. And Ben Bywater is there to take him down. That's a tackle for a loss and another solo stop for Bywater.
Just an excellent job by Bywater staying home. Gets his head across the bow. Another ball popped up. He was on the ground already. But ball security by the skilled players on the Aggies been a problem here in this first half.
Caden Hawes comes in for BYU at nose tackle.
Great lost yardage play, bringing 3rd and long.
Bonner's throw, a slant, caught there. That's right in traffic. Bounced by Heron, holds onto the football. First down at the 16.
Good job by Wright running this bender route. He's going to come in from the right side, boom, and just show up there. The linebacker sucked up, and he found the hole right behind him.
Noah again trying to spin out of a tackle, gains 2.
BYU's defensive line is having their way up front. Caden Hawes played with great pad level, number 95. Just a great job in the red zone on the defensive line. The first 2 steps, his hands, he gets inside, plays with great leverage. He is a tough player, and he's given Chandler Dolphin all he can do up inside.
Remember the red zone struggles last week against Boise State for Utah State.
Excuse me, that's Allo, the center.
Bonner lost the football. It sits on the turf, and Noah comes back with a heads-up play to recover it. That's going to be a loss of about 7 or 8 yards.
And guess who? It was Hawes, bull rushing Allo, the center, that gets his hand on the football. We talked about the security. There is just no way that you can have a chance if you can't hold up inside. Utah State is struggling mightily at the line of scrimmage inside.
One for 4 last week in the red zone. Couple interceptions. Couple missed field goals. 3rd down and long. Bonner spins out of pressure. Firing. End zone. Caught! Touchdown! McGriff! And the foot's down.
Looks like Utah State's now starting to beat BYU at their own game using size of McGriff to take advantage of it. That was a busted play, and McGriff gave his quarterback a chance. Soon as Bonner started to break out to the left side, it turned into the scramble drill. Got themselves a first touchdown of the game. There's another injured BYU player down on the field, and he's a smaller looking player. They can ill afford to have another injury on that back end. George Udo, the sophomore cornerback, being tended to right now.
So Udo is down. You know, Anthony Tucker, the offensive coordinator, told us Bonner is a better runner than you think. And he showed it there, not only escaping, but throwing it on the money on the run.
And he needed that, and McGriff helped him. McGriff, remember, he was the player a week ago that caused the first turnover. The ball hit him in the hands. Boise State was able to recover. They scored on that following drive. That's the sort of play. And look at that smile, man, Rich. You cannot underestimate how positive and how much confidence you can get from a play like that.
And I think the entire team just getting 7 points, or 6 at this point, out of the red zone. They were 1 for 4 last week. Remember that one? Now you get a touchdown instead of a field goal, and suddenly you're within a score.
This is the thing that they needed to do. Be more efficient down there in the red zone, and they were able to do that. That's a huge confidence boost. And with as much as they're struggling up front, for them to get some points here in the middle of the second quarter, it's huge.
BYU had taken this crowd, this large and loud crowd, out of the game. They are back in it. Logan Bonner, Justin McGriff, 7-point game. A rivalry in the state of Utah. Let's take a look at our Dr. Pepper Fansville Cam. This is a great setting here tonight. Great stadium. It holds 25,000. There's probably a little more than that here. They are right on top of the field. And the students, it is a blackout. You've got the black uniforms for Utah State. The student section all in black. They were here an hour before kickoff, singing and chanting and going nuts. Heaney Katoa is deep. He's going to bring it out. 15, cuts back. Katoa spills out to the 23-yard line. Start your Sunday with our NFL crew. They'll get you ready for week 4 of the NFL previews, predictions, that other pregame show. Sunday morning, 8 Eastern on CBS Sports Network.
Well, Rich, you got to take a look at the first 3 possessions here for BYU. Baylor Romney has been masterful in leading this offense. As well as they've played, though, this is still a 7-point game here in the second quarter. You kind of get the feeling if Utah State can make something happen, they can get some momentum back on their side and tie this thing up before half.
Romney rolls. He's hit and dropped back at the 8 as he released it. It's incomplete. Marcus Moore putting pressure on.
And just a great job by Banda, the defensive coordinator, of bringing pressure, getting Romney off his spot. He's beautiful when he can set his feet and deliver the football accurately, but it's hard on almost any quarterback if you don't.
Monty McGarry on a safety blitz coming in as well. From Banda, first year. 5 years at Miami.
Big
Texas.
mismatch.
4-man rush. Romney's throw is right on the money, and that's a first down. That's his younger brother, Gunnar Romney.
What an amazing job he had He's going to be the #1 receiver lined up to the furthest outside. The Aggies that time playing a little bit off, kind of picking their poison of who and where they want to press. Number 18, if he's given a free release, can hurt you. Now you see they tighten it down a little bit.
At the 33, Algier outside. Rice got a piece. Knocks him out of bounds. That's a gain of about 6, maybe 7. There's Justin Rice, two-time Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week already this year. Was a first-teamer at Fresno State 2019. Wasn't sure if they were going to play football last year. Remember, the Mountain West started late. He transferred to Arkansas State. And his head coach, Blake Anderson, took the head coaching job here. He came with him for another year in the Mountain West. Algier. He's going to be short of the first down. A.J. Vongpachong with a hit.
BYU's only run Algier about 7 times in this ball game, and he's averaging 5-6 yards a carry. I've yet to see Utah State be able to defend the run whatsoever. If you're the Cougars, I'd feed 25 here.
And remember, the Cougars are operating without their starting center and without their starting right tackle.
2 of their better offensive linemen up front, but you can't tell with the way they're playing.
3rd down 2. Algier stumbles and then rights himself and is off. He's 40. He's 20. He is touchdown.
Touchdown, BYU.
Yeah. Keep your eye on the guard right here. The backer runs underneath. You can't play like water. You got to go the hard way. If you run underneath blocks, you get yourself gashed. Algier's a power runner, but shows you the speed as well.
He was running out of gas at the end, kind of leaped into the end zone, the sophomore. I mean, 2 years ago, he volunteered as a linebacker because they needed a linebacker. And then last year, he moved back to running back, and he blew up. He was 8th in the nation in rushing last year.
Aaron.
Big hole, big play. And BYU stretches the lead back to 14. BYU is operating at a high level right now.
Yeah, they are. The Aggies defense is making it easier. If you're a linebacker, you can't run yourself underneath here. Great job by Clark Barrington to be able to reach him, but there's some other tremendous blocks. Look at this lane through here. You got a block here, you got a block here, and then it's just to the house with Algier. An excellent job of splitting the defense. It started with good blocks up front, but poor technique on the defense for the guys in black.
59 yards. I mean, how about BYU? 15-1 since the start of 2020. They've not trailed all season long. They're 4-0. They beat 3 Pac-12 opponents, including a ranked Arizona State team. And here they are on top in a rivalry game. That ball through the end zone. Coming up, Verizon halftime report. Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, Houston Nutt, Danny Cannell, all dressed up. Love to hear Danny Cannell's thoughts on Baylor Romney. Our CBS Sports Network studio in New York is ready to roll. Look around college football tonight and obviously preview tomorrow's action on a busy and great college football Saturday.
Take a look. Yeah, take a look at these first 4 possessions. Pretty rough start. But the good news is Calvin Tyler, number 4, is back in the game.
Bonner to the sideline. And that's Derek Wright with the catch.
Now this is a really important drive for Utah State. There's 4 minutes left here in the second quarter. BYU gets the ball to start the second half, so they really could use a score here.
Tyler could not escape. Flying over was Blake Mangelson, freshman.
He just doesn't look the same. Tyler looks banged up. He doesn't have the same explosion nor the power to be able to push off and break arm tackles like we just saw there.
Second down, 11. Logan Bonner Going deep. Tompkins. Good coverage by BYU.
Excellent coverage by D'Angelo Mandel there. He's their best cover corner, and he was running step for step in phase right with Devin Tompkins.
3rd down 11. Blitz comes. Everybody coming. Bonner's in trouble. Dumps it off. Tyler's in trouble. Flag down deep in the backfield of BYU, back in the 50-yard line range. There's actually 3 flags down.
It's going to be an illegal substitution. Too many men on the field.
Illegal substitution. Defense number 5. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It was funny, Rich. At first I saw Mandel running off the field right here, and I'm like, oh, man, he's got to get over there and try and cover. Then he just kept going. I was like, uh-oh, here comes the laundry.
Yeah, that wasn't even close. Sometimes when the guy's near the sideline, they'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
You got to make those changes on a hurry-up offense when it's to your bench side. Can't do it when it's on the other one.
But not a 1st down. This is 3rd down and 6. Another blitz and another nice throw. Kyle Van Leeuwen, his 2nd catch on that sideline.
Beautiful job of Logan Bonner getting the football out quickly. It was a little behind Van Leeuwen, but he was able to haul it in.
Van Leeuwen has cracked this wide receiver rotation, which is pretty good. There's a lot of talented receivers at Utah State.
We know the Aggies like to go fast. Wondering if they're intentionally trying to take some time off this clock, so in case they don't get it, BYU has limited time.
Under 3 minutes left, 1st half. Bonner back, and fires it out of bounds. Incomplete, no grounding.
See a wholesale change here for BYU, substituting 4 defensive players. Now, normally when Calvin Tyler's healthy, they're not afraid to run the football here. With 2 minutes and 41 seconds and all 3 timeouts, your entire playbook is wide open. Time is not a factor. It could be, but that's where the run game can help you. But you wonder just how effective they can be with the injury.
Pailate Makakona is in. And I think BYU got a timeout before the flag.
It's going to be Lorenzo Fauatea.
And again, the BYU defense a little unorganized there. Fauatea, the junior.
There is no foul. Timeout, BYU. They're 2nd in the half. Media timeout.
Utah State on the move. Number 13, BYU on top. If Kalani Sitake's team keeps this up, Aaron Taylor, this is his destination. The Ram AP top 10. They're 13th in the country right now. And 1 game going on. Iowa is blowing out Maryland right now.
It's really interesting. After those top 2, every single team on that list, including my alma mater, Notre Dame, has some sort of weakness that they're playing around. But I tell you, Rich, I get a feeling that this season it's going to be the coastalization that we've seen in the ACC Coastal. I think that's going to happen nationwide as we get further and deeper into conference play.
Coastalization, I like that. Over the middle, caught there. Brandon Bowling, 1st down, Utah State. Logan Bonner on the mark.
Great job up front with protection. Bonner could set his feet and deliver a strike. Alo, in particular, the center, with a really nice block.
25 yards. Bowling is a real threat, a big play threat out of the slot. And he came from Arkansas State as well. So he and Bonner have been doing this for a while. And the 28. Makakona. Flag down behind the play. And this may be a hold or a block in the back.
Looked like BYU almost blocked themselves on that play. You wonder if it was a hold on the edge.
Holding. Offense number 72. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 1st down.
It's their left tackle, Alfred Edwards.
Boy, I don't know.
It's tough. If you're lay on a guy like that, they sometimes will throw it. He didn't have his hands out, but that right arm does kind of grab him a little bit there. If he doesn't fall on his back and if he does either one of those, he's probably okay. But the combination of the two drew some laundry. That was unfortunate too. That's that run game that we talked about they can go to here that really opens things up for them offensively.
Wipes out a nice gain and turns it into first down and 19. Makakona still in there. Bonner, survey, sideline. Tompkins. Clock moves. Tompkins to the 23. Shy of the first down. Second down and about 4.
Great job on the matchup there against the Hayes, who was down injured earlier back in the game.
Utah State has all 3 timeouts, and Makakona is caught. That play blown up. Caden Hawes getting in the middle of it, along with Morgan Piper.
He triggered right away. Morgan Piper was lined up, mugged a little bit, not fully up on the line of scrimmage from his linebacker position, just went back door, got the TFL.
Now third down 10. Bonner in the pocket. Bonner to the end zone, incomplete. And that was Bowling, who did not have a soft landing.
No, he did not. Really nice job on BYU's back in there to be deeper than the deepest.
It looks like they're going for it on 4th down and 10 here.
You almost have to.
This is a makeable distance field goal wise. Remember, Coles hit a 52-yarder, but the score right now 24-10. Number 13 BYU on top.
If you're BYU, you have to watch the hard count here. You're over the football, eyes on the football, don't get drawn off sides. There we go.
Oh, no flags. Well, now there aren't.
See that coming a mile away, man.
Timeout. Utah State.
Oh.
Whoa. That's why there were no flags. And he called it, and he knew it.
Oh, and he knew it. As soon as he called it, he knew it.
Boy, they got what they wanted. Let's check in with Jenny Dell. Jenny?
Yeah, guys, just a reminder, when talking to Coach Anderson, he said one of the things he looked at from last week's game that he blamed himself for was not taking those early timeouts. So this might be one of those situations that he thought he might be helping the team, but who knows, because who knows what would have happened in that play.
Yeah, look, I mean, this was last week. They had opportunities in the red zone that they never cashed in, and they could never climb out of that hole against Boise State.
And you see they're going for it. Utah State has their play. They're running to the line of scrimmage. They think that they've got something to work here. BYU has 1 timeout and 1 minute and 1 second left. If they don't convert here, this is a big play in the game.
4th down and 10. Calvin Tyler in the backfield. 3 receivers bunched.
1-on-1 up top.
Nobody flinched from BYU. 8 on the play clock. And another timeout, and this may mean field goal.
Yep.
Timeout. Utah State. Their second of the half. 30 seconds in length.
You understand why you go for it there, but there's no way you're going to get the defense to jump twice. Calling that timeout by Coach Anderson really shot themselves in the foot. It's a universal, it's exponentially different if it's 4th and 5 versus 4th and 10. Your chances of converting, had they been able to draw them offside and hold the penalty without that timeout, was significant.
Utah State has been a second half team all year long. They'll try to add 3 here, and of course BYU had that huge lead against USF last week. Did not have a great second half.
The run game was a big part of that for USF and a mobile quarterback. Wonder if we see Andrew Peasley in the second half to maybe jumpstart this offense.
45 yards for Coles. He is hit from 52 in the game. This one has the leg, and he splits it. 2 for 2. Those are big boy field goals as well. We're gone for 30. BYU up 11. As always with this rivalry game, a sellout, whether it's in Provo, whether it's in Logan. Last year they didn't play because of COVID. Remember, Utah State in the Mountain West had to just play conference games. And Kalani Sitake and BYU had an ambitious schedule last year that was absolutely wiped out. But to their credit, to their athletic director's credit, they were able to get a schedule together, finish 11-1, and win their bowl game. And they haven't lost since.
Just an incredible job of keeping his team together, finding opponents. And he's picked up right where they left off last season.
Katoa with a fair catch.
Okay, 55 seconds and 1 timeout. If you're BYU with a bunch of tall wide receivers, you take your shots downfield. If you're the Aggies, you know they're going to probably be working the edges. If you happen to get yourself beat, go ahead and tackle them, take the pass interference, because in college it's only 15 yards. But however, we know that BYU is one of the best teams in the country with the stutters and goes. So if the Aggies are thinking, trying to defend the sideline, they got to be really disciplined with their eyes and not get beat over the top right out of the gate.
Yeah, the field goal target line is 37 because Oldroyd has a huge leg for BYU. Romney's got time. Oh, what a throw. Puka Nacua the catch. That's across the 40. That's a first down. Move the sticks, stop the clock. Plenty of time for this offense.
That was a little too soft by the Aggies there. BYU will happily take those every time they get a chance.
From the 40, 4-man rush. Romney flushed. He can run. Midfield, slides in safely. Another first down. They mark it at the 47 of Utah State.
And the clock, of course, stops so they can get up to the line of scrimmage. It's ready for play. It's moving now, but so far so good on this drive for the guys in white.
15 and 13 yards on the 2 plays. Baylor Romney throwing on the run, and it's incomplete. Intended for his brother Gunner. 2nd down and 10. 1 timeout for BYU. And they are about 8 yards away from the target line for their field goal kicker, Jake Oldroyd.
Now the play calling gets a little bit trickier for Aaron Roderick, the offensive coordinator. You want to work these sidelines here a little bit because you have to stop the clock. If you get a big shot over the middle and it's deep, you'll take it. The play calling and decision making huge here.
Blitz comes. Romney dumps it off. Algier surrounded and stuffed. And they're going to call that timeout with 13 seconds left in the half.
That's effectively a sack.
BYU has called their final timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
That was a huge play there. Just a great job of getting penetration. They tried to be able to throw it out, and the first player there.
Please put 16 seconds on the clock. 1-6.
The first player there is Justin Rice. Great instincts. He sets the edge and lets the pursuit come over there. Justin Rice is a player that last week defensive coordinator Ephraim Banda said he killed us. He's coming off the worst game, and it was a game, Rich, that we saw that he had 10 tackles, but he was freelancing. Right there, he does it. He does his job. He sets the edge. And again, a lost yardage play in that situation with that limited time on the clock is huge.
Well, now if you're BYU, you don't have a timeout, so if you complete a pass that's short of the first down, you don't have the down to spike it, and you don't have the timeout to stop the clock.
You have to run stick routes or something that gives you a shot to be able to get a first down. You're not bad off taking a deep shot with the height you have at wide receiver and seeing if you can get a cheap penalty here either.
3rd down, 15. Another blitz coming from the corner. Romney scrambles away from it, throws on the run, and it's caught and out of bounds is Neil Pawu.
But that completion could have been costly, Rich. Romney was slow to get up. He took a shot, but man, the decision to move the pocket's a great one. Rice hits him. His head hits the turf extremely hard, something they should probably take a look at. But throwing across his body, falling away, look at that arm strength and accuracy. Incredible.
And they are well within field goal range right now, but they have to be careful here. 10 seconds left in the half, and no timeouts for BYU. Katoa in the backfield. Baylor Romney, middle, caught, and that, I believe the ball's out, and it's incomplete. He had enough for the first down.
On the field was an incomplete pass. Second down.
3 seconds left, and that'll bring the field goal unit on.
I thought that was going to be a catch.
I think it is.
It is a catch. And if that's a catch, through the completion of the catch, would they have had enough time to come up and spike this football? Because remember, you need 3 seconds on the clock to be able to do that.
And they got exactly 3 seconds.
They're going to take a look at this to see how.
Utah State is using their final timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
What an incredible job by BYU and Baylor Romney throwing this football. But not only that, but to get out of bounds like we saw him do before. That's really interesting, Rich. Because he got the first down, the clock would have stopped. They could have run to the line of scrimmage. They would have had a chance to spike it.
And they do have enough time. By rule, if you've got 3 seconds, you can do it. And this is odd because it feels like Utah State called a timeout to make sure this was a completion and maybe force BYU to do just that and maybe make it a little more high anxiety before that field goal is kicked.
And as we talked about, Kalani Sitake's team gets the ball to start the second half, so they may have a chance to get a twofer if they can get this field goal to go through the uprights.
All right, no review. 46 yards. Plenty of leg, but he pulled it. And a moral victory and maybe some momentum here for Utah State.
It would have been a 2-score game either way, but now it's 11 points. And that's just the sort of jolt and juice you need going into halftime to feel like maybe Lady Luck is on your side a little bit. But BYU was dominant in this first half. Utah State's got to get it figured out.
After the break, we'll send you back to our CBS Sports Network studio in New York. Verizon halftime report coming up. You are watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico.